Welcome to Trophy Room Adventures. This week we're heading up to Woman Lake Lodge in Ontario, Canada with Greg Erickson. It's going to be a blast. We're chasing northern, we're chasing walleye, lake trout. You're going to stick around and watch this episode. You're going to want to come to Canada.
Train a coon dog to run. Told me, son, never take more than what you need, and always live your life by the hunter's creed. Boy, don't take that shot unless you're sure it's going down. Boys, you know this dog will hunt.
This week we're taking a long road trip all the way up to Ear Falls, Ontario, Canada,
to see our good buddy Greg Erickson at Woman Lake Lodge.
Into Canada, 8 more miles to the border.
Yeah, doggy. We've been riding for 27 days, and now we're fixing to get to Canada.
7 days, 4 hours, and 2 minutes.
Continue straight to stay on 2nd Avenue, then continue onto International Bridge.
We're trying to get in Canada.
Okay, I'm going back to this side.
Don't get us in trouble, Brandon.
This is
What we doing this
sitting
here?
a while. We're going to be sitting a while. Normally when I'm here, they usually call my name over the speaker. Then they tell me to put my hands up on the wall. And I don't do anything wrong.
Well, believe it or not, I'm with Brandon Murphy, and we just crossed the Canadian border, and we didn't get molested in there a bit.
And that's the truth. That's the easiest time I've ever come into Canada. Normally they're calling my name on the loudspeaker, dumping my bags out, wanting to know all kind of questions. But I was able just to pull up, hand them the papers, and rock on. Paula, all the way, buddy. Lindy Riggs, we're ready. We're going walleye muskie tomorrow. Woman Lake Lodge. We're ready to rock and roll. Ready to rock. Leaving the bake shop now. Head a couple hours north. Get on up to Woman Lake with Greg and see if we can get 26 miles up the river in the morning. Get settled in, so we should be good to go now. Watch the Trophy Room Adventures TV.
We spent the night in Ear Falls, Canada. We were up bright and early the next morning, and we were headed to the landing to meet Greg.
A 26-mile boat ride would be the last part of our journey until we arrived.
What's that one right there? Which one? Oh, what are the orange? He kind of skipped lunch.
Getting ready. Woman Lake Lodge. That's what it's all about right here. Loading the boats, 26 miles up the river, fixing to have a blast.
Well, now little did I know I was in for a treat. Greg had 2 boats. We had 2 boatfuls of stuff to carry, but we only had 1 driver. So they elected me to drive the second boat up through the river, through the chain of lakes, up to Woman Lake Lodge. And I'll tell you, that was an adventure in itself. And that alone made it worth the trip.
halfway up the river, we passed one of the old outposts that was used back in the gold mining days, and we learned soon that there's a lot of history in this area.
Well, now our morning was just full of surprises. No sooner than we got our bags unpacked, we were greeted by another visitor, and he had a very important delivery for us. Guys, got the float plane coming in, bringing some minnows. We're getting ready to get after it. Y'all stick with us.
Well, I gotta say, it was pretty cool getting to see the float plane land and take off again. But as he circled back around, we learned he had one more surprise for us.
Well, now we finally got out on the water, and it didn't take long at all, and we were right in the middle of the action.
So not soon after we get out on the water, Bryson Murphy catches his first ever walleye, or should we say bass.
Good thing.
It's a big fish. What is that? Bass?
Alright guys, we're out here at Woman Lake Lodge. We've had a great day. Just got eating a good supper. Actually caught some walleye earlier that we got on film, and they fried them up. You're talking about amazing. Just right out of the lake, right into the pan here. Couldn't ask for no better. Greg's got an awesome place. We're back out this afternoon. We're going to try to do a little lake trout fishing here in this deep channel and see what we can get done.
Well, the lake trout, they weren't cooperating, so Brandon decided that he was going to go over and he was going to start throwing a jig for some northern pike.
Alright guys, look at that. On the musky killer.
First day at Woman Lake, what do you think?
Caught a lot of fish.
Good fishing? Good lodge? Should be a good week, shouldn't it?
Can't wait to sleep on the boat.
That's where it's at, guys. The tail's getting all jacked up.
Not the tail. How many of them you got now, Brandon?
That's number 4. We've been out here about 30, 40 minutes max. Look at that. They're getting bigger every cast. And I don't know if you can see that good, but
What do you think, Bryson?
That's a big fish.
Well, day one comes to an end. Early the next morning, Greg has plans to spend a little quality time on the water with his daughter, Ann Peterson. He takes a few minutes, freshens up their rigs, and they hit the water. Watch the master at work here.
This is what they look like after they get all beat up.
Now Greg, he's a great host, and he made sure to spend time this week with each of us out on the water, everybody in camp, including his family. Plus, he kept up with all the day-to-day operations that he has to do here at the camp.
Well, Greg really knows his stuff when it comes to northern pike and walleye fishing. He's got all the spots where the fish are going to be, and if one spot don't work, he's sure to know another one.
You know, Greg's daughter Ann, she was a huge help around camp this week. She's been coming up here every summer for years. She knows all the ins and outs of what makes camp run smooth, and she ain't a bad fisherman either.
Well, you can definitely tell that this isn't Greg and Ann's first time in the boat together. They're working together like a well-oiled machine to land these fish.
Well, now things don't always go the way you want them to. Ann lost a really nice walleye here right at the boat, but Greg, he made up for it on the very next cast. Breakfast.
People call it a morning.
Okay. Breakfast time.
Got some shores in it.
I hear you. Had a good morning, caught several. Good deal.
That one yeah, there was a nice one.
Right.
You can see it down there. As soon as I put the net in the water, let go.
Ah,
That was some nice fish.
yes. Yep, sure enough.
Good.
All right, buddy.
I also got to bring my son along, Bryson. He's, as everybody's seen, he's been on the show multiple times. He don't just like to hunt, he likes to fish. And I mean, he has cast his little arm off for these big northerns up here this week, and he's caught some beautiful fish and some pretty walleye. Mr. Greg took him fishing one day, and he had a blast. I mean, just caught walleye after walleye. And he got to learn a lot. Greg taught him a lot about fishing and baiting the hooks, and just a really good experience for young kids up here, just being out in the camp too, and just getting to fish along with them.
Sharpen the hook. Now, see that? It just stops right there. So that's a sharp hook. So that's what you need. Now hit the button and let out a little more line. Because it takes more line when the boat's moving. Okay, now. Feel the bottom. Okay. jump out of the water. Oh, oh, stop. There you go. Did you see that? Now you see how he got off? All right. Give me your finger.
Hold it.
Hold on tight. Okay, show your dad your fish. And then put him back in the water. There we go. Okay, let him go. Let go. Finger out. You always want to get him back in the water. There you go. You okay? All right. Nothing to do this fishing, is there? All right.
What do you think, Bryce?
Good job. Now we got to rebait. Let me show you something. So when you set the hook, okay, when I say set the hook, you're keeping your rod tip about like this, and you're working along. So you want to go like that, okay? Give it about a 3-foot pull, okay? There you go. Keep the rod tip up and keep the tension on. Don't reel too fast. Just steady, steady, steady. There you go. Keep coming. Rod tip up. Be a nice fish. Look at that. All right. Now. Pretty fish? Good job. Good job. Work you. Good job. There you go. You're doing great. Yeah, perfect. Keep the rod tip right there. Don't reel too fast. Just steady. Just steady. Just steady. I can't see him yet. There he is. Yeah, don't. Oh my. Oh my goodness. Look at this.
Whoa.
Look at that, young man.
Hold
Hold him good. Okay. Look at that.
Look at the camera, buddy.
All right. Get your finger out. Good job. We'll let him go for another day. That's what we wanted. Good job.
Well, there's one thing for sure that I learned this week. Greg is exactly the kind of outdoorsman that we should all strive to be. He went out of his way here to help young 7-year-old Bryson Murphy get on the fish. Not only just to get on the fish, he made sure that Bryson understood everything about fishing, from sharpening a hook to setting one. And I'm sure that that's something Bryson will never forget.
Well, unfortunately, that's all we got for today. Thanks for watching, and make sure to tune in next week for more fishing at Woman Lake Lodge.
Yeah, guys, and keep in mind, we're outfitter in Ohio. We still have spots available. If you're interested, you want to come up, you want to hunt with us, or if you want to come next year on our trip up here to Woman Lake Lodge, it's very simple. All you got to do is contact us, write us a note, send us a letter, get on Facebook, like us, follow us on Instagram, send us an email, whatever you need to do. Just get in touch with us. Let us know you're interested in being on the show, and we'll be sure to make that happen. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week. This week we're taking a long road trip on the way to for the next morning, and at the freaking car going down the road. Well, now little did I know,
So halfway up the lake, River Fudge. Okay, so there's a lot of history in this area, and that's it.
You gotta do it again. Welcome to bloopers.
Yeah. Okay. We passed one of the old outposts that was used for.
Shit, he do. He's in.
So halfway up the river, we learned. Fudge this. We learned.
I can do it, Bobby Boucher.
I didn't even mention the outpost. We just learned. Okay.
Yeah.
We learned.
We learned about the outpost. No sooner than we got our bags unpacked, we were greeted by another visitor, Bleak Blah Blah. Yeah, good.
So Bryson Murphy,
He took time out this week to make sure, as well as keeping the day-to-day Bleak Blah Blah. He's an awesome guy.